Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Almost ready to get things off tonight. Don't know what I did, but I did something that accidentally turned off the Ginetta server, but that's fine. I've reconfigured it, so it'll be going up as per normal, with the 20-minute practice session, rather than the whopping 7 hours that it was left on with. So that'll be going live in just a couple of minutes. And then we can get to some driving. Final round this week of this first season, which is juicy. A lot to play for. I think both championships are still up for grabs. I'm not in contention for this first one here and the Ginettas. I think that's firmly between Matteo and Mattia to resolve. However, obviously still going to try and finish as best as I can for those sweet, sweet brownie points. However, it's a very different tale in the Nissans, because there, obviously, I am within a shot of taking the championship. I can't remember what I have to do. I think it's just finish on the podium, maybe. Get a better result than 5th place, I think, is the answer to that. Because I think my current dropped result is a 5th place. I do that, and I will score more points. I'll score more points anyways, technically, I think. Oh, 4th place, sorry, yes. I need to get 3rd or better, I think. That's my goal. In the Nissans. Which, well, I mean, I think it's possible. Monza isn't my strongest track, but I have been relatively strong in the Nissan. Hopefully strong enough that I can nab a podium. We'll see. I think there is a chance that even if I do get 3rd place, they might still be able to take it from me. But I don't know. But we're just going to play it and see how it happens. Make sure the things are ready. And the timer ticks over, I'll then kick off the Ginetta server. Any minute now. I do have the timing set up. Oh, there we go. Ow. It's live. Probably could just set it for longer and longer practice. So I don't have to wait. Cool. There we go. Cool. I think everything seems good. Seems as it should be. What's not good, though, is that my wheel is not doing anything. Oh dear. It's always a great sign. Okay. I did feel it was a bit weird that Logitech wasn't picking up the wheel. actually is connected. The wheel is definitely getting power. It's turning on and calibrating. But Logitech gaming software doesn't, and nothing picks it up. Shut off quickly. Is it time? Is it finally time I'm forced against my will to blow a load of money on a DD? That cable's pretty squished. That's the power cable. Let's find it. Get him power. Fun. I think what I might try and do is I'm going to quickly stop the stream and I'm going to try and give the PC a bit of a kick. It might take down the server as well, so do be wary about that, because it seems to be tied to the instance that I have open, and when that closes, I think it kills the server session, which is a little annoying. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get around that. Yeah. And as it stands, my wheel is not being picked up, so I gotta figure out something. So, give me like 5 minutes or so, and I think we will be back. Okay. Just putting things back together. I think we are back. Just bear with me as I get all of this all put back to how it should be. We're gonna get some plugger. Okay, whoops. In hindsight, immediately starting streaming as soon as the PC turns back on was not a smart idea, but it's what I did. Cool. Cool. Let me get the server set back up first, because that's the main priority. And then hopefully my wheel works this time. If not, we've got a problem on our hands. Is the server actually still running? Let's check. If so, that would be pretty interesting. Maybe it doesn't restart itself until the instance closes. I have no idea. Wasn't me, but no server. Okay. No, it was me. It was me. I went and restarted my PC. Which, annoyingly, for some reason, it seems to be tied. If I close the instance of the command window I have open to connect to the server, that seems to take the server down. Okay, it's up now. It is back up. Yes, it is Tuesday. Right, moment of truth though. Will my wheel work? If not, we have a big problem. Okay. It seems like we're good. I don't know why it didn't want to work last time. Cool. Everything, I think, is now good. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. That's what I wanted. Awesome. Nearly made a royal hash of everything, but we're good. Okay. I feel like there's something I'm missing, but I don't think there is. In actuality, I'm just gaslighting myself. Okay, everything works now. We're good. You know, after coming back from driving my actual car and then getting into this, the camera view feels different. Obviously, it's on the other side, but I've just noticed that this camera is a lot higher. I don't know how accurate that would be in terms of the actual race car, but at least in my road car, I do sit quite low. I do kind of have to peer over sometimes if I want to actually see where the bonnet is. Of course, the car itself is quite low to the ground, but the seat is quite low relative to everything as well. Turn on the traction control. I immediately overshoot. Yeah, no, I think we might want it on. For a little spot of drifting. Michael might be having his own issues now, though. Oh, that's a bit late. The old anchors. Check whether I'm delayed again. RTB got an update and I'm having mixed feelings about it. The joyous software update in 2025. 0 improvement, 30 regressions. Hope you like it. There are some good stuff in it. Okay. Some stuff legit broke things. Oh boy. Yeah, that's one thing that's always a nightmare of updating, like, environments that you use to actively develop stuff. It's always a risk. updating it, because like there's always the risk that they'd like completely brick compatibility for whatever it is you were doing. Which does make it somewhat annoying, but there's not really any straightforward way to stop some apps, especially through like platforms like Steam, to stop them from just like updating whenever you try and boot them and there's an update. Unless you can use some like third-party launcher. Which of course isn't always available. Let's go there. Roll over the road, but that was a marked improvement. Do need to keep track of the time. Oh wait, I put the wrong time in the server. I put 20:05 GMT. That's actually 19:05. I think people got what I meant. Hopefully. Yeah, I'll go and revise it. Nobody will know. I'm like stopped right in the racing line, but oh, the car doesn't. Come on. Okay, fixed it. Problem averted. Or crisis averted. Yeah, there's not actually 12 minutes of practice. There's only about 4. And now turning form is much easier. Yay, you can also set up the center grid. Yay. But you can't set the grid area alone. You need to outline the whole track. Oh, and it's automated. Yeah, I do hate when things add in forced, unnecessary hand-holding. Taken away control from the user can remove them of, unless you have a very good reason to do so. Just kind of makes things worse for people. Especially when it's a commercially available product that anyone could buy. It's kind of bad removing any feature, because while you may not think the majority use it, somebody probably uses it. And that somebody is probably not going to be very happy if you take it out. Or change it in an unrecognizable way. Now he's in the pit lane as racing area. Huh. Earlier than I would think in other cars. Understeer. No bit here tonight. That seems to be a shame. I mean, there's still time, obviously, but you might have seen him by now. Oh, it's buggy as fuck. At least 6 crashes since the update. Oh, joy. These brakes are gonna be the death of me. Okay. Mateo comes in. I mean, that lap was far from perfect, but damn. Mateo immediately putting me in my place. it's time now. Okay. I'll finish my lap and then I'll advance. Probably pits anyways. Give people a little bit of a reprieve. This is bad. Send screenshot. I'll take a look later. So we're about to go and qualify. Oh, speak of the devil. He was just listening for me to say when I was going to move it forwards. Oh, can I not? Oh, I fumbled the entry. Good, I don't need to do that in the race. Hopefully, I can just advance the session. Boop. There we go. Cool. We are in the qualifying. Did just look. Oh, the automated treating the access road as the race grid. Oh, okay, I see it now. That is quite bad. That is very bad. Should probably get out and do some qualifying. Should also. Oh, the event started itself. I think I did. I didn't start it. I'm gonna actually lower the brake power a little bit. Should have taken a bit of fuel out, but I will. Not the end of the world. It's definitely better under braking now. Slightly, I think I was kicking in the ABS a bit too much under braking. Car feels so much better now on the brakes. I hadn't really thought about that actually, and then Dan mentioned it on the build-up to Thermalito about the MX-5, and I was like, oh yeah, it's actually kind of a good point. Because yeah, sometimes in these ABS cars, you brake. Obviously, ABS means you can just hammer on the brakes, but you can't hammer it too hard because otherwise ABS kicks in, and then you just go straight on. So it's like, while you can lean on the ABS, you don't want to lean on it too much. Otherwise, you just kind of end up screwing yourself, really. Oh, over the data a little bit. Oh well. Whilst we're on it, though, Thermalito was interesting. The weekend. Gotta say, though, I'm not really sure on what I think about using the MX-5s for long races. So it was a 90-minute race. I mean, not incredibly long, but it's much longer than what we normally do, obviously. Not really sure what I think. like it wasn't bad by any means. I just think the born until the safety car happened, at least up front. Oh, yeah, well, I made the race interesting for myself. I got a bad start, which dropped me a bunch of places, then got involved in a bit of an incident, which was a little annoying, because the guy kind of just drove me into a wall, pretty much. Formula 1 style. Wasn't the end of the world hitting the wall, but it kind of kicked off, kind of put me offline and kicked off a chain of events that led to a little bit of a pile-up. And then I made the race more interesting on my own by almost making it back up into the top 10 to then cut too far on the inside, too busy looking to my right, and I whacked into the side of Ken's car. Only just, but it was just enough to spin me out. And that dropped me all the way back to, like, I don't know, 17th, 18th place. And from then on, it was basically just a claw back up the field. Really. Which is fun. But, for one, I think the MX-5... One thing that makes the MX-5 great, right? Like you said, it looked pretty boring until the safety car happened. And I feel like that somewhat was the case. The MX-5 isn't terribly interesting for long runs. Because, well, nothing really happens. It's a very easy car to stay in the rhythm with. Especially as someone who's more experienced with AC. And whatnot. And, like, there wasn't a lot to contend with. But the safety car basically turned it into, like, a 20-minute sprint race at the end. And that was a good bit of fun. It's not the easiest to pass in the MX-5, though, because it is so low-powered. Which is kind of what makes the racing somewhat interesting, right? It's not... You really have to commit to your overtakes, even in real life. And even when you do make an overtake, you don't really run it. It's hard to run away then. But I think I maybe... Had I have been more aggressive, I maybe could have gotten a bit further up the grid towards the end there. But... I just couldn't. Well, A, I couldn't, and B, I didn't think it was really worth it. I didn't check how much fuel. Oh well, I'll probably just run. Just been running on default fuel, so. Oh, GLL. Oopsie. I think I could probably shave off a bit, right? 22 is safe. I'll go 23 just to be sure. I think that would only be beneficial for RF2, huh? Oh, no sound, BRB. Okay, he's back. Might be good then. Might not have to restart it. I think he might be able to... He's back on the grid. Stuff like garage boxes. Just for luck, I will need it. But oh yeah, right. One extra thing I wanted to say about the MX-5, actually, is that the way the strategy played out actually kind of reminded me of the... Even though they happened one after the other, or... It kind of reminded me of the tire situation at the Qatar Grand Prix. Not because... A bit less, not as bad, because it wasn't an arbitrary limit set due to the fact that FIA is corrupt and takes oil money. But it was more the fact that, like, there wasn't a lot of options for strategy variants. You had to run 2 full tanks of fuel, and then once... Yeah, I've gone way deep. You basically had to run 2 full tanks, and then 1 tank that was almost full at the end. So it was like, there wasn't a lot of room for strategy. The safety car helped me save a bit of fuel, because I ended up pitting earlier than I should have. But it was kind of a... Well, that's the thing as well, the safety car kind of eroded any kind of strategy on the second pit stop round. Because it just meant, oh, I've got a guaranteed spot to pit and get a new set of tires. Alright, that... The game of whether or not taking tires or not was the right call was pretty much eroded by the safety car. But it was like, yeah, like, we had to pit twice. Basically, both times it was for... Ooh, Phil! It was basically for a complete tank both times. Ooh, not doing good on the braking here. Which I think did make, like, kind of... Well, yeah, it didn't really... It meant that strategy didn't really mean much in the end. Which is kind of a shame, right? Because that's one of the things you want in a longer race, is some degree of strategy to come into play. It's like, oh, I'm on the back foot, but I can out-strategize my way back to the front. And that's what I've done in a couple of prior years. I think I did that in the IndyCar. Actually, I think I lost a lot of ground at one point, but I was able to play a bit of an off-kilter strategy. I think I did it in the Audi too last year, actually. You know, I could play some strategy in those races, roll the dice a bit, but with the Mazda, there wasn't really any room to do that, which is a bit of a shame. It's like, I understand why, obviously, he went with the Mazda in the end. Oh, jeez. You know, just obviously, at the end of the day, the event is only about fun. And it was still pretty fun at the end of the day. And obviously, it's meant to be accessible as well to people. Because, you know, Thermalito on its own is quite a challenging track. Add to that challenging cars, and you get chaos. So I get the idea, I just don't think it was maybe as interesting as it could have been. Even with the one safety car we did get, it was somewhat debatable as to whether or not it was even warranted a safety car. Because, like, I think I might have seen the incident that triggered it. But, like, it didn't seem like there was really anything to warrant it. I think they just kind of threw it out there. I mean, there was a crash, but, like, I don't think the crash was big enough to be like, oh, we should throw it. But I think Olaf just wanted to throw some spice into the mix, which I do appreciate, because, yeah, it was a little... Definitely heated things up a lot more. Kind of like the rush race from last year. I didn't do the rush race last year. It didn't seem very interesting, though. And I also didn't really like the way the car drove. There's 2 other crashes. Oh, 2 other crashes, no, I see for it. Maybe they didn't do safety cars in that race? I don't know. I didn't do that race, so I have no real memory of what happened. Oh, the MX-5. Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, after after the restart, yeah, there were some big crashes, but I think they felt that like doing another SC after the restart would be like, I mean, Olaf even said himself, "Cautions breed cautions," but he didn't throw one. I can kind of understand it. It would be kind of annoying if, like, for the final 20 minutes, it just turned into eye pacing. That was another small issue as well, right? When because of the MX-5 being kind of slow, it took the safety car basically had to slow to a complete crawl so that people could actually catch up. Like, even myself, who was kind of mid-pack, it took me, like, a whole lap, I think. If not maybe a little, basically a whole lap, I think, yeah, to actually catch up to the safety car. I did pit, but I think it took a long time to catch up. Yeah, it is a hard thing to do, right? So I don't, no fault on the organizer, on Dan and the team and whatever, but yeah, it was just an interest. It was just an observation, really. I don't think the MX-5 really does work for longer races. You're back, okay. I'm gonna stay in equidistant to Phil here. I'm not really paying that much attention. Barely to just keeping the car on track. Maybe reeling in a little bit more. Start actually trying to put my foot down. Mateo with 34s though, that is crazy. Yeah, it was actually slower than Phil in that lap though. Yeah, it's kind of hard when putting together races, right? Because especially when trying to make races fun for like everyone and like having a wider audience of people with hugely ranging skill levels and experience levels. Because like, yeah, like it's like great to like. I mean, it's like, oh yeah. I mean, you pick a car that's too easy, right, and it kind of ends up being boring. But also, on the flip side, you pick a car that's too hard, and people struggle and crash, and it just ends up being a whole mess. Something I face every now and then with these series is you know, some of the content I pick does scare people off because they try it, they're like, oh, this looks cool, and they try it, and then they're like, oh, this is actually like really hard, right? Like, scared a couple of people away from the Nissans because they kept spinning. Just struggled to get on pace. Which I don't blame people for, you know, everyone's in their right to think that. But it is a hard balance to strike. Because if you only... you only ever run like really slow and easy cars, you kind of limit your options. And while slow and easy cars are fun to drive every now and then, at least to me, definitely, I like a bit of everything. And if anything, I do somewhat prefer the faster cars that throw a bit more jeopardy into the mix. Some of these easier cars, while they are fun to drive, and then at like higher levels, it becomes more about perfection and optimization than it does anything else, really. Like, you know, you race the MX-5 Cup in some places, you'll find people who have optimized the MX-5 to a T, and they are just like impossible to beat. And like, if the car is easy to drive, and there's basically no fall-off in it, you know, they could just keep smashing out lap after lap after lap. But, you know, when you stick people in, say, something like the Nissan we've been running this season, you look at a curb wrong, you're dead. You pick up the throttle too soon, you're dead. You trim out too much wing, you're dead. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can very easily die in the Nissan. Oh yeah, right. You get the start wrong, you're dead. And like, the season has been kind of chaotic, right? There's been so much jeopardy in the races. But I think that's part of what's made it a lot of fun as well, at least to me. I mean, it does conveniently come with the fact that I am leading the championship. But, you know, I do like cars and series where there is a bit more jeopardy at hand. It's not quite as predictable. Because it can lead to some shock results, right? You know, because people are never too secure. And some of these easier cars, you know, the front runners will be driving them to their limit, but it's still a nice safe cushion they can fall back onto. Whereas like some of these more aggressive cars, you know, you lose that, you're gone. Some cars are a little too punishing, I will say. Like the Nissan maybe is a little too hard to save in some circumstances. But you could just not put it in those positions, right? Like every time I've lost the Nissan, at least, I can understand why and how. My hilariously spectacular crash at Mosport, right? That was from me hitting the curb. I ran the curb too much into turn 1, and that threw me into the oversteer that put me in the wall and flipped me over. You know, at Silverstone, I braked too hard into the hairpin whilst trying to turn the car. That kind of threw me off. I can't think of other examples. They're kind of the two big ones that come to my head. Did anything happen last week? Oh, right, yeah, it's Saxon Ring. Well, the last corner at Saxon Ring is just a killer anyway, so... That makes any car unstable. Probably would even make an MX-5 unstable. But I do think that jeopardy is the essence of what makes motorsport interesting. Or any sport, really. You know, whether that be pure bad luck, whether that be mistakes. You lose that jeopardy. You know, if everyone plays like a metronome, then you do kind of lose it. I mean, I remember... I remember, like, race department used to... Well, they used to cheat the numbers of their ACC league, or, like, esports stuff, right? By broadcasting it on the website, like, forcibly showing it on the website. I remember that was the thing they used to do. I don't know if they still do it. I haven't seen it, but I don't go on the website as much as they used to. But I remember seeing one race on there, right? And it was your typical esports race affair for, like, the first little bit. Ooh, dear. I got the dirt there. You know, they're basically, like, esports sim racing, especially on, like, conventional circuits. I think on, like, the ovals and stuff, it gets a little more interesting. Because it's a lot easier to race there in general. But on, like, normal circuits, my god, it's boring. Because they basically just form a train and run line astern. Basically all running like a metronome around the track. A lot of the time. After, like, the first couple of laps, that is, obviously. I remember distinctly, right, catching this live stream right as rain started falling. And oh my god, it was hilarious. Because then it was proven that these guys had, like, zero racecraft. They were getting caught out by the rain, they were crashing, spinning, crashing into each other. It was a glorious mess. And it's not to say I'm an advocate for, like, complete chaos, right? You still need to have some kind of a race. But it was just funny seeing this, you know, just a sprinkling of rain was all it took to turn this, like, perfect, like, metronomical driving into just a complete and utter shit show. The mask fell. What's happening? I was just kind of talking about, kind of continuing on for the conversation a bit that we were having earlier, and I was just talking a bit about, like, Jeopardy kind of being the essence of what makes sports interesting. Like, you take out Jeopardy and sport kind of becomes boring. Yeah, like that word just came up with it. I mean, it's accurate, that's for sure. Been fumbling too hard to catch Phil. I've just been yapping away instead. I thought I might have had a chance, but then I stuck a wheel on the grass like an idiot. And that threw that away. Oh. Yeah, I don't quite have the balance I'd want in this Ginetta. I maybe could have lowered it, actually. Played around with the right eye a little bit. I didn't do that. I might have helped it a little bit more. I don't know. But it's, yeah, it's not quite been there. But yeah, as I was saying, like, I do think Jeopardy is, like, the essence of what makes sports interesting, but it's also one, like everything, something that you gotta have in moderation. you throw too much in and the race just becomes a shit show. You have just enough. And you make something that's pretty interesting. But you never really quite know what's going to happen. Which is part of why Formula 1 is so boring, because they have basically everything calculated to a T. Meaning that, well, how can you have jeopardy when everyone is racing to predetermined plans, really? Hot swap in the Nissan files. Cool. That should be... Oh. Hoping that should be good to go. So it turns out I've got something wrong. We are definitely at Monza, right? Yeah, we are. Okay. Wait, let me check the... Yes, okay. Double, triple check. I don't know if a lot happened here, though. At least from my side of the grid, wasn't the most exciting race. Pretty close at the start, though. Oh, I got a pretty bad start. Bogged. I still had a good chance. Plans for after the races? At the moment, nothing special. I haven't really had much time to think about it today. Ooh. Got it. Ooh. He nearly lost it there. I went quite deep there. He got up my inside into the hairpin. Still side by side. Or side by side again on the exit. Had a nose up, but then I thought it's not worth trying to force it. I was way back. Wasn't gonna work. And that was basically my race. Added a few splash. Oh no, I got a bit wide here actually. But I didn't get a good run out either, so. Had a few sprinkles of touching grass and not in between. Oh, Mattia actually had the lead of this one early on. He did. Must have lost it somehow. I think Mattia was in the lead, unless I was reading it wrong. Oh, Mattia. Way out on the grass there. Had to close back up though, running those crazy quick lap times. I guess if people from the race are coming into the chat now, yeah, I'll make a quick poll actually in the stream itself. Why is that not typing? Oh, there it is. Cloning Walker. Can I There you go. Pole. Mainly catered at people who actually did the races, but anyone can throw their hand. I won't know. Yeah, this season was kind of the trial of the restricted setup idea. I did get someone in one of the feedback forms. Mike Knight Corner. Yeah, it does sound like a UK trick, actually. Oh, yes, my favorite. Last Corner. At the first corner. Ah, yes. Last corner and first corner. And we got Williams. Moss S. Atwood Curve. Yeah, these really are just named after, like, British racing drivers. Oh, then we got Last Corner, First Corner, and Hairpin. And Mateo overshot that quite a bit. Oopsie. And then what's this? Revolver. That's more of an American corner name there. Revolver and Piper. And Redman. Hobbs. Don't know who Hobbs or Mike Knight would be. Well, not Hobbs, I know who Hobbs is, but Redman and Mike Knight. Like Michael Knight? Knight Rider? I don't know. I don't know how they can compare to such masterpieces as First Corner, Last Corner, and the Hairpin, though. I guess he didn't get past? I thought he was ahead. Must have been going crazy. Oh, but we are still a bit wide there. But yeah, if you did take part in the races, I would appreciate your look at the pole. It was near the end, last 3 laps. Okay. Ran out of steam. Oof. Been there, done that. All too many times. Oh. Big old slide there. Was that a bit of grass on the entry? Yeah. Damn, that was clean, though. Okay. Get very close here. Tried it around the outside. Gotta get a good bit of slipstream. Oh. Outbraked, but not quite outdone. But I think... Ooh. Trying. It's hard to do it around the outside here. And, oh, he's not done yet. It's still going. Go for a lunge. Not quite. The material went a bit wide. And I think that does it, yeah. That was a good battle, though. Oh. Especially at so much speed over him. He did break earlier. Fight isn't over yet. Defending fresh air. Yeah. Oh, around the outside. Trying to switch. Not quite. Same tango as last time. Same tango as last time, but a bit more. Good stuff. A bit more decisive though. Into the first hairpin. guessing that's where it ended. Yeah. Ooh. I get another shot at the end. Is anything? Oh, he went real deep. Jeez. Almost into the sand. Very nearly into the sand. See, here's the real question, though. How can we validate the results of a car that we can't see? I think that means we should disqualify Mateo for running an invisible car.
I swear to God.
Phone keeps lighting up all sorts of random bullshit. Don't care. Go away. Oh, a little bit of advertisement. Very out-of-date advertisement, though. Yep, I've never been here. It was on your radar, damn ghost. On what won't be seen. A bit out of date. Okay. If I hit this, we should be live with the Nissans. We are live with the Nissans. Cool. Technically started a couple of minutes late, but I'm not going to care too much about it. Can't spell. The Amazing Race blank car on blank track. Crazy. Oh, 3-0 so far on the pole. It's good to see. We start the Nissan event. Right, well, the setup last week was a dud. Where were we at the week before? Silverstone, right? I made these championships, so I can never remember what tracks we were going to. It was Silverstone. Okay. Going the wrong way. Blasted that shit into Monza. Let's see how that runs. Ow. I wasn't expecting also, I guess, possibly. I wasn't expecting so much. Oh, such a response on the next week's time attack idea. I'm surprised that rolled off well. I literally just pulled out my ass the other day. I was like looking through all the feedback and stuff. I don't even know if anything in there was related to that, but somehow through that idea popped in my head, and I was like, you know, that could be fun to do. There are some ideas in that for, like, future series and the one-offs that we'll be doing over Christmas, so do stay tuned for those. Yeah, it was kind of a random idea that popped into my head. And then I tested it with some, like, AI, and obviously the AI aren't great, but they gave a rough indication of kind of what I could see. We just, like, could see it, I don't know. Oh, cut the train. Whoopsie. I'm waiting for someone to pick something like really slow. And then there'll just be like a chicane for the whole of it. I'll get that all set up afterwards. Or like the registration and stuff set up for that afterwards though. Like after we're done here. Probably put up some more official details for it. Around the place. I was hoping I could have gotten it done earlier, but yeah. Basically had to do my actual job. God forbid. Then went and yeah, then I had to go out for an appointment. That was why I wasn't sure if I was going to be back on time or not, because that was like about half an hour, 40 minutes drive away from where I was or where I am. See, with like rush hour traffic and whatnot as well. And then yeah, pretty much got home, ate food, and then I just got the live stream all up and running and smashed it out. You know, let's try something kind of stupid. It's probably going to be the only track where we could maybe get away with doing this. Could we go with nothing? No wing. This is probably a bad idea. We'll find out. Surprisingly stable so far. Just a real test though. Handled that okay. Feels like it might not actually be given that much of a benefit. I felt like it was kind of falling off in fifth gear. Be down the front straight away, I guess. Still holding a good amount of traction, so it's kind of surprising. I guess zero might not actually be zero, as it is on a bunch of cars. I'm not even really tickling sixth gear. That's a bummer. I beached. Oh. I wanted to go back to the pits anyways. Well, might as well just load that back to how it was. It was a pointless experiment. Getting nothing from that. Maybe a tiny bit of speed, but really not enough. it's really feels a little lame speed-wise. Hang on, this other thing, man, it's annoying that it took about 3 hours or so to figure stuff out. I'm gonna take a break for now, fair enough. Really not going that much faster. Maybe a little bit, but not enough. Say it's an objective upgrade. Maybe 1 would be a decent middle ground, I don't know. I'm not gonna have to be in yet, but anything publicly, no pressure, yeah, none of them. I think Dan said actually that like Tyrone doesn't use it completely, but he actually uses RTB as a base for his track projects. I assume he does a lot of work to them on top of that. I don't know, but oh, too much cut. It's at least what Dan said, and he spent like, I don't know, probably a year or so working on and off with him on Thermalito and its updates. There's a bunch of custom assets he made over the years. You know, someone is pretty damn good at what they do, and they can kind of mask over some of the rough, or some of the like limitations and noticeable quirks of some of these utilities and whatnot, and engines and stuff. Not a bad base, to be fair. You seem to figure out a good starting base. Yeah, I can imagine it's not bad. But, you know, there's obviously going to be a difference, right? Depending on how, like, good you are at using the tool, there's going to be a noticeable difference between people on either end. Like, the, one thing that's pretty crazy is that some people are, like, looking through Live for Speed mods, right? I haven't really touched LFS editor much myself, at all myself, I should say. But I've heard it is kind of primitive in a way. But some people have actually fully made their mods in there, and those mods have like crazy amounts of detail and like look really good and handle really good as well. But I think the handling side would pretty much always have to be done inside the editor. I'm lost in this, like, I'll figure out new stuff, applying it everywhere, Luke. Yeah. Kind of how these things go. I'm relatively happy with this setup. I'm just gonna wait for Mateo to royally blow me out the water. I think consistency is going to be the key for me here. I don't need the fastest car, I just need a reasonably quick one. If I'm the fastest, that's a nice bonus. But I'm not going to hold out my breath for it. This setup has been very reliable to me, with little changes between the rounds, so... likely could just work again. Navigation will be a pain in the rear, we'll need to update posters and whatnot. I'm feeling pretty good about this, though. What it's going to be like in the actual race, who knows, but... oh, that was 1 minute 40 flat. Into the gravel trap. And I think I'll end that poll as it is. I'd say that's pretty conclusive. Boop. There you go. I think it's safe to say that restricted setups was a successful experiment. How much? 22 minutes. Okay, that should be good enough. Should be being the key word. We're pretty close at the moment in terms of the people on the server. So far. Bill actually might be on course to... I think he's on course at the moment to clock in at 39. I'm gonna try, actually. Looking down one. Podium guaranteed. Well, I think Materia will probably join, so it's not quite guaranteed. I'll make a couple of tweaks for qualifying. We'll see how those pan out. Not quite fully trimming out, but trimming out a little more. 39.8. I'm gonna try it. We got time in qualifying anyways. If it goes wrong, we can always just revert. If it goes well, then good. Qualifying time. One thing that actually, one setting that I've never played around with in the... One setting that I've never played around with in the AC server settings that I noticed, right? It's always been there, and I've never really paid too much attention to it. It's actually the weather panel. Obviously, I've set it up for these events, because otherwise there wouldn't be any weather set at all. But, like, one thing I never really experimented with was the fact that you can add multiple weather panels. Now, sadly, this doesn't mean you can have varying weather in a session. So, like, you know, if you just have, say, like, you just have a practice session, right? The practice session can't go from one weather to another, at least from what I'm reading about it, or what it says. But every time you go into a session, so whether that be practice, qualifying, or race, it'll randomly pick one of these weather panels. Supposedly, at least. That's what it says. How that works, I don't actually know, but probably we'll try that out next week and just set up some random preset, and we'll see which one it picks. Oops. Put that a bit wrong. Yeah, as I now experiment around a bit more, and look more deeply at some of the settings, I've been finding some things in there that I really fucked this lap up. We really you don't really see used much, and I definitely haven't used as well. I think that's one good thing about this process, is that, you know, we have the room now to experiment and try new ideas. And see how they work. I mean, as the poll suggested earlier, you know, people like the restricted setups idea, and that was kind of just a random thing I thought could work one day. Tested it, it did work, and I'm like, yep, let's give it a shot. A little bit of a lag there. Shabby first lap. See if we can improve. We definitely can. Be bad somewhat again. been a bit better after the fumbles at the first chicane. Bit of a lift there, which I didn't really want. Two. Just can't get that first. First couple of corners right anymore. I'm not playing it. I just noticed that big number in the middle is actually a fuel count. It's rounded to the nearest whole number, which is really weird. Better, but I don't know if it was better enough. Might just have enough fuel for another lap. We're gonna go for it. Oh, this is gonna be real fine on fuel. I'm not liking this. Come on, please make it. Please make it. Oh, just. Was that even any better than what I did? It's at 140 flat, so it is faster. Okay. I think that's probably better. Maybe click that down. Not the keep having a leader left in tank. Never mind, thought it was already the race. No, it's not quite yet. But I do want to put race fuel back in. It's a good shout. Oh, third place. It's not good. I'm gonna take out. I'll take it all out actually. Screw it. Maybe. Get any. Great start. I'm running like a PSI down the tire pressures. I'm just gonna put it back to default. I'm just gonna run it as is. Fuck it. We'll figure it out as we go. I don't want to tempt anything that I shouldn't. Boxed in here a bit. Okay, gotta still be up there. He is trying to push his way through. He's up to second. Hill is leading. So I don't really need to worry too much about what Phil's gonna do. Mainly about those two. Here is the main threat though. Can't let him run too far away. The pair's going for the move. Could be boosting each other down the straight, which is a bit annoying. Mateo actually lost. And at the straight line speed of Mattia. fastest qualifier is down to last at this early stage. Bill has broken away quite a bit. Tia hasn't, which is good. Mateo hasn't either. I think he might have been a bit aggressive into there. And Matia's got a great car down the straights. Guess he took what I said about having zero rear wing personally. There is right there. Bit of a lock up there. Ooh, and then just no front end at all. Wasn't ideal. Gonna knock me down to last place if I'm not careful. Let's try it. Maybe I was short shifting actually. Maybe that wasn't helping me. I was thinking it was, but it might not be. Got a good run on me here, I think, maybe. Yeah, I got it a bit wrong. You went a bit deep. Really let it rev out now. Struggling to hold any kind of ground with him on slipstream though. Bit of a yellow flag if Phil might have got a bit wide. Ew, crazy run on the exit though. Yeah, I've got the slipstream here. Drama. I really don't know what happened there. That turns things on its head a bit. Don't know if I squeezed them up a bit there. But I felt like I'd opened it up enough on the second bit. I don't know. I'd have to look back at it on the replay. We shall see. There's Mateo. Oh, no. Bit of an exit though, there, which wasn't ideal. I think my gearing might be too long, I don't know. I should have crimped it a little bit, I think. Go for round 2. He gets it wrong. Woo! I'm I nearly lost it there on the way out. Yeah, I do know he's got a demon of a car on the straights from what I've seen so far. So we'll see how that changes. But for now, I've just got to try and make hay. Put out a 0.9 of a gap there. Get precariously close to the track limits. The 1.1 now. 1.2. Back down to 1.1. You see that straight line speed coming in now. Still setting fastest lap after fastest lap though. Yeah, I think my gearing is just too long. Definitely hurting me a little bit. Teo clocking in fastest lap though. He's coming for Phil. Sounds a little wrong, but gotta roll with it. And I've got left 11 minutes. Don't know if I'm really going to be able to catch those guys. So main goal now is just to try and run away from Mattia. Okay, I might be able to take the championship if he wins, but not really much I could do about that unless he makes a mistake. Or which I think he has. He's made a big mistake. He's close. We closed right up to him. That blows the door wide open. As I said, having just the right amount of jeopardy makes things interesting. Pulled away from Mattia though. It seems like Mattia has not got the speed. Even that, or he's lost morale a bit. I don't know. I have only extended my gap to him. .3. It's a much closer lap time than what I would want. So slow through there, it's crazy. Wasn't a great run through there though either. Oh, 38s. Crazy stuff. He is well and truly dominating Matteo, though. Responds back. 38-1. Those two definitely seem to be the fastest two on track at the moment. Very late on the brakes there, but I managed to get that stopped. I'm surprised. Maybe I've been braking too early this whole time, who knows? 7 in a minute, or a bit over 7 minutes. Tires are starting to fall off a little bit. I have to go and look back at what happened, but it is a shame that Mattia's fallen off quite a bit after that incident. Oh, way too early there. Let's put a little bit of a dampener on the race and the fight. Of course, Matteo's still trying his best. I was actually faster than him. Yeah, Matteo does seem to be, he's really quick, but he seems to be quite inconsistent. As I'm going to be by locking up into turn 1. Cost me a heap of time. It did. Actually, I don't know if it did. Yeah, a little bit of a flat spot. That's nothing I can't deal with, though. So yeah, again, he's probably trying to push hard and catch Phil. And keep away from me. He's yielding pretty mixed results. Oh, yellow flag. Oh, he's lost it onto the back straight. That's massive. So yeah, puts him all the way down to 4. It's unlucky. But dims the brakes of this car. It puts the two of them a bit closer though. Closer to Phil than I thought I would be also. If that was to be believed, albeit driving like that is not going to help. Oh no, it's a bit further out. 15 seconds ahead. Give or take where I was expecting. Mattia did a 41 that time though. Slowed him up quite a bit. Oh. The car's trying to kill me now. Not ideal. Maybe a bit of a blow up for me, I think. But I got a comfortable margin, so just gotta play to it. Try not take any silly risks that I don't need to. I'd like to get another win, but obviously Phil is so far out front. I don't think that's gonna happen unless he makes a humongous mistake, which he seems to be in top form. So I doubt he's gonna do it. 3 minutes though, and worn tires, so you never know. It's 40.9 for me, yeah. The gap only got bigger. 17 seconds. Okay. Braking weight I don't think is really working out anymore. Just go back to my normal braking point. Taking pointless risks. Especially when the car is not quite as compliant, especially on the rear anymore. Those two are pretty close though. But he's crossing the start line already. Okay. Depends on Phil as to whether or not he wants to extend for another lap or not. I think he might just get to the line before the timer runs out. Third race in a row, actually, I think we're having that. So it's pretty much right on the timer limit as to whether or not we do another lap. Might not be exactly right this time, but it'll be very close, I think, still. This could either be 2 laps, or it could be the final lap. Oh, I think the 10 must have had another mistake somewhere. Yeah, 54. Pretty much leaves these positions set as they are unless somebody makes a mistake. These last couple of laps. Be interested to see what Phil's play is here. He has plenty of space to take a nice gander over the finish line. Or he could push it for another lap. Gaps are so big, I don't think it matters either ways. I mean, you can still make a mistake, I guess. Oh, there you go. 43. It's pretty cheeky. I don't know if he made a mistake or if he did back off. There we go. That does it. And I think that is vital as well. I have to wait and see for the points to be finalized, but... Whew. Oh, wow, yeah. Woo, not lost. Great. That was certainly a finale. Ooh, let's get the old replay. I think we were all too worried of fighting each other. Too used to GT3 cars, so I always spin. GT3 this ain't. That's for sure. Fitting race for this series to finish on, though. A race where zero wing, no bueno. Really? You had zero wing? Huh. I was thinking you might have. So I guess my testing was right. I did try it a little bit, and I didn't really feel like it was any good. I got a pretty bad run out of here, yeah. Kind of got spooled up a bit. And that slowed me up. You had a great surge at the beginning. Of course, Phil was just dominant the whole way through. Great start. Clean, tidy, held it. Great pace as well. Slow as a turtle in the fast turns. I ran 1 in the end. I made my gearing a little too long, though. That's where I was struggling at the beginning. I realized my straight line deficit was more that I was shifting too soon Wasn't letting the gears rev out enough. So at the beginning, I was thinking, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. But then I kind of figured it out. I got a great run here, though. Like I said, because of the zero wing making you really slow through the fast turns. Side by side, as I kind of lagged behind. There you go, straight line benefit kicking in. At 50, yeah. Maybe you had longer gears than I did, even. Doing like 179 in 5th. I had no put chicken. Actually, it might be similar. You know, me early shifting, I think. Yeah, I was shifting early, so I think maybe about the same. Gearing-wise. I got a bad run through there. This thing gave me a chance, I think. Yeah, I got a bit of a run. And he let that happen. And then we kind of closed up again. He is getting really good runs out of Parabolica. I mean, he was definitely the fastest of the three of us. Just, I think, yeah, consistency came to bite him in the ass, unfortunately. I got that wrong. But I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna stick it. Let's see what happens. If I need to just completely duck out, I will. But I didn't. I don't know where it was. Eventually I figure out that I was shifting wrong. Probably here. I think this is where it all went wrong, actually. Let's see what happened. Okay. Oh, yeah. Was there enough space then? Not really. Just about, but not really. Given this thing turns like a bus. Yeah, it was kind of self-inflicted. It was a bit risky there, reversing onto the gravel, but I know some cars that are really low can get stuck. It's very rare, but I have seen it happen before. I think the RSS Formula 3 car can get stuck. Yeah, I probably should have slowed up more. I think that I turned. So. I just didn't really have the front grip. A bit too much speed. Let's get a bit too much. And then bonk. It's kind of a bummer, but oh well. Hoping. I think I was a bit over optimistic that would work out. Have voice chat next week? Maybe? I hadn't really thought about that, to be honest. There's nothing I need to organize, so it's not really anything that's needed as per se. Oh yeah, you got the chicane all wrong. It's a bit too much. Hit the curb? Yeah, hit the curb. Bounce, bounce. Swing through. I was expecting you to come back, but I guess the dirty air and no wing kind of crippled that. And then I just pulled away. Yeah, I could put a vote to it, I guess, if people want it. I don't know. There wasn't really anything I thought about. The only times I, like, enforce it, this per se, which it won't be here regardless. Like, if people don't want to turn up, they don't. But the only times I enforce it in quotes is, if, like, say we're, like, racer binners, for example, in Binwood, right? I need to organize stuff, tell people when they need to go and whatnot. That's when it's, like, kind of mandatory, but otherwise, it's kind of whatever. Everything needs a pole? That's where you're wrong. Oh, he got... Oh, that's unlucky. Bit of the grass. Oh, yeah, so... Bit wide here, lots of understeer. Bit too wide on the grass. Which then compromised him here, put it wide again out onto the grass, and oh, into a spin. At this point, made another mistake somewhere. He spun on the back straight, that was it. Oh, that's already happened. Oopsie. How did this happen? Oh, a bit too much curb. Oh, it's unlucky. Crash, bang, wallop. Big light up on the rears. And I'm a tier 3. He had a pretty slow lap this time. I don't know what happened with him. Bad first chicane, maybe? No, it's fine. Bad second chicane, maybe? No, it was fine. Bad lesbos? No, it's fine too. Bad scarring. Oh, a bit of twitch there, but that wasn't anything bad. Huh. By the way, I remember seeing that lap being kind of slow on the timing. Whatever. Maybe it wasn't. I might just be going crazy. See, though. Bad everywhere. Fair enough. Cool. Nice look at the tents. He did catch up, didn't he? And then he made another mistake. Oh, that's unlucky. Great run under the slipstream. Then he kind of backed out of it. And then, oh, just got loose. He got loose under braking. And, boy, kept you a little bit, and then he spun. Oh, you caught it out. It was a pretty good catch. Ooh, turning circle bites. Did he make it? Oh, I think he just... Did he? Oh, yeah, just missed the ball. There you go. Let's see what Phil's play was on the final lap, though. I'm curious. Did he back off, or did he make a mistake somewhere? He did a 43 that last lap. Oh yeah, he backed off. Then again, I don't think that's backing off. I don't know if that would... I don't know if that would cost 3-4 seconds. Precision. Phil win guaranteed it? I'm not sure if it did, actually. I think... I mean, I didn't work out every case scenario, but I think I did work out hypothetically. I think if you finished second, you might have been able to have done it. But it was dependent on me finishing fourth or worse. Which, our worst I could finish was fourth. Which would match my worst result. I think. I can't remember. I did run the maths. Some basic maths. At some point last week, because I was curious. Okay, it seems like... And I guess he was just taking it easy this last lap. Probably in general. Cruised it home. Whoa. Just the violent pow. that wasn't that much of a hit in the end. Just the old big drop. Oh, it's the instant shift to reverse. Perfect 180 though. Style points. They don't mean anything, but it's a nice style points there. Well, I wasn't expecting a championship in the first season, but I'll gladly take it. I think I had worked out there was a mathematical chance. Like, I think with the dropped points, I think I did work out, which is something we're probably going to see one day, right, with the dropped points, is that there is a theoretical possibility that somebody loses a championship despite having more points overall. I think that actually happened in Formula 1 a couple of times when they had dropped scores. I forget exactly what seasons, but I think at least one of the seasons was determined with that. Like on drop scores. But one of the two drivers was just more consistent. Might have even been Senna Prost one of those years. I forget. That'll be a fun circumstance to deal with. Invent the mini chase format. Senna in 1988. I was thinking along the right tracks then. The mini chase, what? With 2 rounds to go, reset the points? Take, like, the top 3. But we also say, fuck it, winning you're in. Could that be diabolical? Playoffs in a 6-round championship? Cage fight after the season. Real. Yeah, tiebreak should be decided by a Race of Champions duel. That would be pretty funny. It was interesting learning that that was a thing in SRS at one point in time, actually. Like, I'd racing rap battle. I can't remember if Enrique told me or if I'd stumbled onto it and then asked him about it. I can't remember. But it was it's kind of interesting to know that that was a thing at a time. That could be a funny thing to do. It's just have like the ability to just impromptu do like a race of champions head to head. But that's a far down the line kind of thing. Yeah, I should probably... Server has finished its thing. Probably going fetch the old results off of the server. But that is the first season of Racing complete. Which is definitely something. I don't really have anything grand to say about it, though. But, I mean... Well, it exceeded expectations, I guess. I had none going in, so... Okay, close that down. As usual, tends to drop towards the end. Yeah. I think that's forever going to be a problem. And we are starting to get into holiday season now. But I think over these first couple of seasons, I think it's just going to be gradually trying to build an audience of some kind. Because, yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of people at the beginning. Right, like, I think we had probably about, excluding the, like, outsiders that got in for a couple of rounds that we haven't seen from ever again. You know, the people who are, like, in the Discord, in the server. I mean, we had 9 or 10, I think. I had 8 people had filled out the registration form in total. That doesn't include me, so that is 9 people who had registered their interest. Admittedly, the final one was Michael for the final round, so I didn't actually get time to put him in to the entry list. But and I think, you know, with the amount of people that are in the server already, I think we have enough people. It's just trying to encourage them to race and race more. Which, you know, is not going to be easy. That's for sure. A lot of trial and error. But I can understand it, right? Because, like, you know, if you do something that you're not really as interested in, it's like with the Monday series, right? Back on SRS, you know, or just like all of the series in general, but mainly the Monday series, talking from like as like last few years kind of stuff. It's like sometimes I wouldn't really be that interested in the Monday series, like, car. Maybe it's a car I'd driven before and I didn't find fun, or as a car I wasn't really interested in driving full stop, and so on and so forth, right? And so, like, I get it. I get, you know, not everybody is going to want to drive everything, and even if you do give everything a shot, you know, sometimes you get into a season and you're actually like, I don't really like this. And then you know, and it's like, it's fair enough. I've done it before. I mean, the only reason I don't do it for my own races is because, well, I'm the one who organizes them. I'm the one who broadcasts them, so... And more so now, I'm the one who runs them, so... I enjoyed pretty much all of the races on this season, though some were a little dull racing-wise. But I didn't hate the combinations themselves. So, But yeah, that's going to be the big challenge. Because, like, yeah, I do look through the people that we have in the Discord server. And there's a lot of people that we can tap into to race. Obviously, there's always room to bring more people from outside in. But even just thinking about the people that we have on the inside already, getting those people in to race more frequently, we'd already have, like, 10, 12 cars every week. Which would be pretty cool. I guess, given that he's posted them up, I'll get the actual, like, race results up in a little bit. But I will show off the championship results here on stream quickly. Thanks to Matteo for putting these together for us. Let's see if I can find the right... Where is it? Okay. Ta-da! So yeah, in the Ginettas, Matteo takes a relatively dominant victory. Him and Mattia almost sharing first and second at every race. Are in round 4. What was round 4? Oh, Laguna, right. Probably would have been up there, but obviously, yeah, external circumstances kind of played into that. Laguna, yeah. Oh, me and Phil tied. Whew. But, oh yeah, me and Phil tied, but I had a second place. Therefore, that puts me above. I'll take it. I don't think rainwater was external then. That's a good point. That is a very good point. But it wasn't in the game. Hopefully not. That's kind of what I meant by that. But I mean, like, you see here, we had 11 unique entrants, even if we exclude old Mighty Mint, who appeared for one round and vanished. Or in the middle of a race and then lasted about 2 laps before quitting. God knows who Shoemaker is, but he never joined up to any more, which is a shame, because he did pretty well. Podium. Of course, yeah, we lost Martin Brandon at the midpoint. Robert joined in, but it was only for one race, and same with Michael. And then obviously we had Hanu join in a couple of rounds late. And so it's like even if we can get the people that we have, to do more regularly. But I think we already have a decent base there. It's just trying to convince them. Obviously, the more people we have, the easier it is. But yeah, getting more people is always the tricky part. Nissan's obviously slightly smaller here, but we still had 8 unique people. I think we got the... I think the Ginetta was a bit more of a popular car in general. Nissan's a bit more niche. That's a good point. I did forget about the logo stuff. Oops. But yeah, a bit of a topsy-turvy championship here in the Hey, really? That dropped you all the way down to 4th? Ouch. Oh, round 7 to round 12, yeah, but I use this template for other series. That's fair enough. I didn't even realize it actually. I didn't realize that dropped you all the way down to 4th. Yeah, Phil snuck through into 2nd. Damn. He was more consistent though, so I guess that is fair enough. Of course, yes, nabbing that win at the end. 4, 3, 2, 1. Damn. Yeah, that the win of the Saxon Ring did swing the ball quite a bit back into Mattia's court, but yeah, it wasn't enough in the end. Quite happy with those 2 wins though. That was what, Silverstone and fuck. I never remember. Barcelona, right. Right. Yeah, Barcelona and Silverstone. Silverstone was more of a surprise because I did spin like halfway through. But that's kind of the joy of this series. You never really knew what was going to happen. I think I maybe could have. Had I not have gone just a little bit too far on the inside at turn 1, I think I might have gotten a 3rd win at Mosport as well. Admittedly, it was through luck. Everybody else had crashed in front of me. So it was kind of fitting that I would then go and crash too. But yeah, just as I nabbed the lead away, I go and spin into a wall and then flip out of the track. So not being last was an achievement in of itself there. I got really lucky with the game just resetting me back to the pit lane. Still lost a huge chunk of time though. But that was pretty fun. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming out for the season. So next week we're obviously gonna be doing the time attack experiment, I guess. I've never done anything like that before, so trial run. Could be shit, could be pretty fun, who knows. And then the weeks after that, I got a few suggestions that look kind of interesting. I might do... So people voted for one-offs, but what I'm thinking of doing is, given that we got the 2 race slots right each week, I'm thinking of taking 2 ideas in, because as I was saying, I didn't really think about it at the time. is that obviously we got the two slots. And so, you know, the first race is like a set of one-offs, right? We kind of just do whatever. There's a few ideas that we could tap into there. And then for the other slot, so the slot with the Nissans would be do like a mini 3-round series. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Yeah, it'll probably be something silly. Maybe a little bit wacky. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Look at the ideas that are there and see if any of those are worth spinning. Might also use it as a bit of a test bed for the future series. I don't know. And then yeah, need to come up with something for next season, which I think is where the main effort is going to be. But obviously, still need racing for the next month, basically. But I think my main focus is going to be trying to get things ready for 2025. 2025? Fuck. 2026. You know, hopefully over the Christmas period, as things wind down and as I get to have more free time, I can because it has been a little hectic these past month or so. Hopefully get some time to sit down and do some of the development work and stuff on this. Do more development work on the server, on the website, and stuff like that. Because, I mean, like, heck, I paid for the website. I've got nothing set up for it still. You know, I think those things will help make things better. But, yeah, I just haven't found a good amount of time that I can really just dedicate to just smashing them out. But hopefully, yeah, things are gonna start quieting down a bit now. I'll be able to spend more time on those, which will be good. And then, yeah, obviously the 2 new series to kick off the year. Might reach out to the should probably reach out to the Slow Bros as well at some time as well, just to see if they had any thoughts about wanting to continue what they do. Maybe we could bring back the Monday races. I don't know. I might have said that last week as well. I can't remember. Everything's all a bit topsy-turvy at the moment, but I think, because yeah, I think one thing with this series I have noticed is that there has been a slight, you know, sort of like trickling in. Most people kind of just knew what was going on immediately and came in, but like some people have been like slower adopters, as per se, of what we've been doing. I think, yeah, I don't think people fully got the message. Or if they did, they might have thought, this isn't gonna go anywhere. I don't blame them. So yeah, we'll probably ask them if they have any thoughts. They could very well say no. They might say no. No harm, no foul. And you gotta think about advertising. I guess I probably should do like a little logo contest, I guess. I'm really bad when it comes to coming up with logos and stuff, so probably Probably could run like a little mini contest where people can submit ideas and then people can vote on them. And I don't know, maybe give like a little prize to the winner or some shit, I don't know. For me stealing their logo forever and ever. But yeah, so busy month, I guess. But a lot of stuff to get sorted. Yeah, I already have the perfect one, that's true. But yeah, I do think... I think that, yeah, as I said, I'd love to get some kind of a basic website up and running over the holiday period, because I think that will massively help. You know, instead of having like a Discord invite link, I can replace it with a link to, you know, an actual website that people can go and look at, and that people could show to their friends, right? Because joining a Discord server is, it sounds a little silly, but it is a little bit of a commitment, right? You're sort of joining into a community of people, and you know people will see that you've joined, and there's eyeballs on that and stuff, and people don't like joining loads of Discord servers either, which I can understand. Whereas it's like, I could have a the website then is like, it's like, oh, here's what we are, here's what we're doing, and oh hey look, they have a Discord server, I'll join in, see what the fuss is about. Boom. I think that's going to be the big... That'll probably be... Have a Crash compilation section. It'll be very basic to begin with. But ideally in the future, as I've said many a times, that'll kind of be the control center. It'll move away from the Discord onto the website. You know, Discord will be the place where... Or the website will be the place where... all the business thing happens, and the Discord will just be a place for us to chat and whatnot. Which is kind of more how it should be. But obviously at the moment things are kind of here, there, and everywhere, so... But yeah, I think that could serve as like a nice passive advertisement, because I've seen it in other communities, right? Where like they've made like a little like in Discord servers that are based around games, right? Some of them that I'm in have like their own little like community wiki that's been made. So like they've made like a little website that shares like information on the game, and in that they've tied a link to the Discord server. Bam! People join. Not saying it'd be as successful for us, but I know it can work. It's better than me pumping out like 50,000 YouTube videos that nobody's gonna watch. So I mean, I think let me see. The video I made... See, the video I made about SRS ending got 90 views, which, funnily enough, was actually less than what the Race of Binners 2025 announcement got. That got 148 views. Admittedly, that was 9 months ago, but most of those were 9 months ago. The SRS ending one got 90 views. The announcement for Season 1 only got 36 views. So yeah. Diminishing returns. Fun. That's not to say that I won't be putting out videos, I will put out. Probably won't do one for like these little one-offs to do them, but I probably will start doing them more for future seasons. But it would be really nice to kind of have a backlog of championships and events and stuff that we can just throw out, because yeah, well, it makes it easier to advertise as well, right? Because the moment we kind of have to just throw everything together. So being able to get more ahead of the curve would be great, but easier said than done. So yeah, as usual, I guess, I do implore you, if you do have any... I think the suggestions channel is open, right? It is, yes, suggestion box, yeah. If you have any suggestions, throw them in the suggestion box. No backlog yet? 5 forms? There is some, but there's not enough. And a lot of the ideas that I've gotten aren't fully fleshed out, right? Which isn't a massive problem. You know, I'd rather some kind of an idea than none. Because, you know, then I can take that and be like, oh, I know what to do, and fill out a calendar, right? But it does mean that I have to go in and do some stuff, right? There's no... Beyond this championship, I don't think there are any championships I have that are quote-unquote ready. I got the one-offs and stuff, I guess. But nothing that's really concrete for, like, 2026 series. But ideally, I'd like to have, like, you know, like 3 or 4 series worth of stuff sorted. Or, like, seasons worth of stuff sorted. Of course, it's very, very wishful thinking, but... you never know. But I mean, yeah, in the forums, it's most of the feedback has been centered around, like, just general stuff, like organizing and putting things together. But, yeah. It is hard, because I want to squeeze loads of information out of you guys. But I also know people don't like forms, and I don't want to do, like, 1 million forms back to back to back, because then nobody's going to do them. So, again, yeah, it's all just one huge learning process, really. Trying to find the best way to be able to have like a consistent dialogue where we can work towards change and whatnot, and improvements and stuff. So that's the ideal. But if there's one thing I've learned when it comes to organizing things online, is that, which has been proven kind of somewhat by this, is that people love to say that they want something, yet trying to make them actually properly engaged and involved with it, completely different ballpark. It's like, what, I think 9 people gave a thumbs up to the time attack stuff. Yeah. Whether we'll get all 9 of those people, who knows? We'll get at least 5, probably. I guess 8, technically, sorry. One of them is me. My placeholder vote. Play something else, music that isn't GT Sega Ridge. I'm starting to dislike that. Like what, though? I'd say I got a decent variety here of stuff. I think I need to go and categorize it better. I'd like to have... It is a bit of a mess. I kind of just click play all and then click shuffle. It would be nice to have them be separated out more into, like, different playlists and themes. I don't know. I know they need to be organized better. I just don't know how. Same thing every single week. Yeah, but it's kind of hard. I do sprinkle in new songs here and there. But it's like I can't come up with, like, you know, the live stream probably has like 10, 20, like 20, 30 songs it ticks through every week, right? And you know, there's only so much I can add, really. And only so much I can take away. But also, yeah, sometimes I had things that I think sound decent, and then other people are like, no, this sounds like shit, and I'm like, oh, okay. Old NFS games with kick-ass music. Was that licensed music, though? I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played old NFS. It might not be, but it might also be. I mean, I got quite a lot of different games in here. I guess just going down the list. Yeah. So if I unshuffle, we've got Tekken Tag Tournament, Fantasy Star Online, Tekken 4, Fighters Megamix, Ridge Racers. Here's like, oh, this is from the PSP game. Oh. Not from the PSP era. Interesting. PSO Episode 3, Rage Racer, Fantasy Star Universe, Ridge Racer 5, Unknown Album. Oh, that's PSO 2. Battle Gear 4, Outrun 2, Battle Gear 3? No, I think this is 1 and 2, actually. Battle Gear 1 and 2, yeah. Battle Gear 3 here, yeah. Sega Rally 2006, Tokyo Extreme Racer 3, Gran Turismo 3, Outrigger, Maximum Tune 3, and a bunch of Enthusiast songs. Game is ass, but the music is good. I mean, I'd say that's a decent mix of stuff. I don't know. I don't pay I pay some attention to it, but I don't pay, like, crazy attention to it either. It's more in, like, these deader sections, I guess, where it becomes more apparent. But I don't know. You know, it's like you can only be original up to a point. So, like, Like, I do think it needs some degree of organization. Because it is all over the place. And there are some songs in here that I basically always skip. And some that basically never come up. Because random isn't so random, but it be what it be. How long is this playlist in total? I don't know. I guess it's just a queue, not a playlist, so... Bugger. Doesn't tell me. Would have thought it would have. Stupid. But yeah, no, it is a little tricky to fill up, like, 20, 30 songs, and to keep them fresh and original. It's just not gonna happen. And the effort needed to keep finding new stuff on a consistent enough basis to keep it all fresh. Something I can't really be bothered to do as well. Like I said, I do add things and take things out every now and then. And at some point in time, I probably should go and just clean slate, start again, and rebuild, like, rejig these around and whatnot. But, nobody said to constantly shuffle it, but you're complaining about hearing the same thing every week. Even though I do actually shuffle it every week. But I'm saying that, like, I want to change some things around anyways. Because, like I said, there are some songs that I skip and there's some that basically never come up. Oops, didn't do that. Okay. I did, yeah. But like I said, I don't think the shuffle is as random as I'd like it to be. Yeah, because I always start it from the top. And the top is obviously the Tekken Tag 2 not Tekken Tag 2, sorry. Tekken Tag opening theme. Usually. Sometimes I change that up. I just pick a random one to start on. But then I shuffle it based on that. But, the same songs are gonna come up eventually anyways. But there are some songs that I feel like I don't hear very often that are on here. Like, there's a bunch of, like, at the bottom of the list, right, non-shuffled, there's a bunch of, like, enthusiast songs. And I hear some of them all the time. But there's, like, a couple on here that I didn't even know I had, because I don't think they, like, ever appear. But I mean, yeah, like, you play anything enough and it will just kind of... It will get a bit... It'll all merge into one, I guess, eventually. Right? But... I don't know, I think if I organize them better, then I think it might sound a bit less bad. Because at the moment it just kind of chops and changes the random shit. Which means that, like, one song to the next doesn't really fit, whereas if I could tie together songs that kind of fit together better, that have, like, similar kind of vibes to them, then maybe you won't notice as much. I don't know. GT Ridge Racer started to lose its uniqueness when everyone started to use it for everything. Do I even have many Ridge Racer songs on here? I used to have a bunch, but then a bunch of them got, like, copyright smackarood. Well, they were all false. Yeah, I know you're talking about the music. I'm just looking through the list. Because I think I removed a lot of the stuff I have, but I still have some. I guess yeah, Grip, Euphoria. Is it just those two? It's just those two. I have 2 Ridge Racer songs currently on. Actually, yeah, I took out pretty much all of the... Actually, wait, no, I have 4, I think, actually. I think there's a couple of Rage... Yeah, there's a couple of Rage Racer songs in here, yeah. Which technically is still Ridge Racer. Actually, is it 2? Or is it just 1? Might just be 1. Maybe it's just 1. I thought I had another one. I guess not. Must have taken it out at some point. Yeah, a lot of those started getting like false copyright claims, which was kind of annoying. And I just couldn't be bothered, so I just took them out. Which is a shame, because there's one Ridge Racer song that I do really like. I mean, I could put it in. And just say, fuck it. But, like... The pain in... I had to fight false... I fought many a false copyright claim in the past. And while they pretty much always get cleared, it's kind of just a pain in the ass to keep it up. Where it's like the same fucking thing that gets flagged. And it's just like, I can't be bothered. I mean, back in the day, I used to use some of those, like, non-copyright sound, generically non-copyright sound places you could go to that made, like, kind of more dedicated streamer stuff. But I kind of stopped using those when one of the songs that I used quite a lot back in the day suddenly got claimed. Like, it suddenly became no longer free. I don't know why. It just suddenly wasn't free anymore. And every video that I posted that had that song in it, which was like, I don't know, 10 or 20 at least. Bam. Because, like, sure, even though I don't make any money off of this content, copyright claims are still kind of annoying. Because while they don't affect the wider channel, they can still limit the... They still kind of cripple the video, right? I don't think the YouTube algorithm pushes the video as much. I don't know so much about that. But I do know that sometimes these claims can block the video in certain countries, which is a pain in the ass. Which means, yeah, like you basically just cut off a bunch of audience from being able to see it. Which is not ideal. So yeah, it's nice to avoid it, even if I'm not making money off the videos. Can I check restrictions? I can't filter. Oh, copyright, there we go. How many videos do I have? 43 videos that have some kind of copyright claim on them. Let's see, how many of these are partially blocked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 that are partially blocked worldwide. I think those did use, like, actual copyrighted music. I'd have to go back and check, but I think they might have. What does this use? I'm going to actually stop playing. Copyright. What does this have? Ah, okay. It does have copyright music in it. Bum. Did I get rid of all those older videos? No. Or they removed the claims. I don't see those anymore. That's interesting. Oh, no, wait. I think it's these. Is it these? No, that's a false claim. Amazing. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's one. I thought I had more, though, that had that song. Unless I got rid of those. Oh, damn, my second most viewed video actually has a copyright claim. Actually, I think both? Yeah, my top 2 videos have copyright claims. That's funny. So I guess that debunks the algorithm killing it. But, not what you want. Ugh, but yeah. I think that's basically all I really have to say for the time being. Yeah, so be on the lookout. I will be putting up the registration form and some more details, or more concrete details, for the Time Attack event for next week. That'll be an interesting little experiment. I will also put up, obviously, the actual results once I get those files uploaded, so those will be up as well. I'll do those first, obviously, and then I get stuff up. Yeah, I can do. So yeah. And also, yeah, I guess look out for something a bit later on in the week where I'll probably disclose more, or I'll probably talk more about the races after that. I don't know why I stalled so hard on that. I've been talking about it all fucking night. So yeah, do keep peeled. There's a lot of updates, I think, that are going to be coming out over the next month. Obviously, there's going to be with the races and whatnot. So yeah, I think those what I don't know. We'll see. I'll think about it some more. But yeah, no. Thanks everyone again for chatting. Thanks everyone for turning up and racing. Thanks to everyone who raced the full season as well. Even those who did do one round, it's still very appreciated. But those who stuck with it all 6 rounds, which I guess, yeah, would be Batia, Bateo, and Phil. Thank you very much for that. You know, you obviously... I can't English anymore. Yeah, it's greatly appreciated. And hopefully things are only gonna get better from here. If not, you know who's asked to kick, and it's mine. But but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, look forward to seeing how next week's gonna go. Obviously, be a much more laid-back event. But hopefully it'll still be fun. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Something new at least. And yeah. Look forward to seeing you then. Adios.